Hello and welcome. Today we are at the Legoland Holiday Village, and if you are looking at the map, we are on the Bear Country Road as such, on our way to the crazy golf, or the mini golf that they have in Billund, Denmark. Now this golf course is a public play, so it is smack in between the Legoland Holiday Village and it is also in between Lalandia. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a big figure of 8. So I am staying here the evening that this was filmed, so I was a couple of cabins down, and you can see how the cabins change from the Wild West straight into the Ninjago. So this is the most direct route that we can take to get from there to the golf and back again. Now if I do remember rightly, this truck just drove straight into the hedge. Yes, it did. It managed to get out, so it was fine. It was never ever going to make that corner. But yeah, as you re-loop round, this is the most direct route. So we will actually do a big figure of 8 at the top, and then we will end up coming back down this way. We'll have a look at some of the models as well that they've got on display. So this is not a full tour of the Holiday Village. This is just how you can get to the crazy golf course. Then also we'll have a look at the actual process of how you pay for everything and everything like that. Have a quick look at some of the holes. I think we'll have a quick look round. And then, like I said, we'll then walk down the actual public right of way as we come up. Now, you can see with the accommodations that they are all different. So in that little hideaway there, that is big enough for 4 big RVs. They were having a lovely time in there because they had just a big group of them all around by the tents and stuff, and their barbecue smelt absolutely amazing. But this is where all the Ninjago cabins and everything are. Just to the left hand side is where you've got their shower blocks and toilet blocks and everything like that, because if obviously people are camping, they don't have their own showers and things on site. So everything is here for absolutely everybody, and depending on where you stay will depend on the cost. Something for everybody, because you can just bring a tent, you can bring a camper van, you can stay in one of the bigger cabins, smaller cabins. There is cabins that don't actually have shower facilities, which again will be slightly cheaper, so then you can just use the facilities that are on site. Now mini golf, here we are, models at the top. We've got this lovely little walk through. These gates are always open, and there are some lights at night, because ended up playing this in the evening, and it was quite nice to play as the dark night started to come in, and all the lights and everything were working. So it is an 18-hole crazy golf course. You can see, if you just carried on walking in a straight line, that would be where the members of the public would actually park their cars up and loop round. So we will do that walk. We'll come back down on ourselves, and we'll just see where everything is. Now, this is how you pay. It's nice and simple. It's self-service. You've just got to be honest. It's a charity run thing, so you can see you've got your golf clubs to the left hand side. These are the rules. You just go through everything. When I get the camera over, I will then show you exactly how it does. Easy enough. It is easy enough. I think it's the only thing that people struggle with is actually where the envelope is, but some of these are new, so not all of these were there last year. So it gives you all the price points and everything else like that, so you can just put the cash in there. You put the cash in the envelope, and it's all nice and simple. But you can see it's open till 10 o'clock at night, so 9 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. But I think it is open, to be honest, 24/7. So you open that up, and then you get your card. That's nice and simple. Now the card has the envelope width. That's where you then get the envelope. You shove it in the letterbox. You get your scorecard, your pen, your ball, and your club, and then you're off and play. So what a lot of people do is, because they don't see that little blue hinge where the bits and pieces are to start with, people do just throw the money in the letterbox and then realise that it's actually part of the scorecard. So just remember, it literally goes all the way around left to right. You get your scorecard envelope, money goes in the envelope, move over, get your ball, move down a little bit more, it goes into the letterbox, move over a little bit more, you got your club, and then you are away. So we'll just have a quick look and loop around all of these. These are pretty cool. Some of them are good fun. Like this one, for example, you've got to get the ball over and it bounces back down again and it loops around. And then, as you can see, we will have a look at all of the other bits and pieces. So carrying on with other things that are on site. So if you are staying here with a family, or you're by yourself, which I have done before, you will not get bored, because you have got plenty of things to do. So you can either just come here, kill some time, have a bit of fun with this. You can go for a massive walk round, because the place is a lot bigger than what I think people realise. And with the full tour, it actually did take a good chunk to get round. There is animals on site, so you have some donkeys and things to have a look at, and there are some other animals to pet up at the top, there's a lake that you can walk around. There's some dog walks that you can go on. I say dog walks, the trails for the dog walks that you can go on there, much further back. There's a brand new area that they've just opened up as well at the top, where they've actually taken away some of the accommodation, added in an absolute monstrous play area for the little ones. So that looks like that's brand new for 2022. So again, doesn't get shown in this video. This video is very much a case of how you get to here and then how you get back from here. And then obviously there is a lot of other different bits and pieces at Lalandia. Now Lalandia is just next door. So if you were looking for stuff to do in the evening, a lot of it by 10 o'clock at night, it's game over, and then you just go into your cabin. You can sit on the decking outside, and then you can just crack on and go. So the reason why I am running is because I think I can remember that there's actually some more accommodation that you can stay at, which I saw on booking.com, which is this red building just here. Now I don't know why I didn't speak to the camera doing this. I should have just done it like I normally do because there's nobody about, but I think it was I was so tired I just didn't know what to say. So that's the reason why I started to run, because that accommodation just there is available through booking.com. So where I'm stood currently, there is now 3 different places that you can stay, because you've got the holiday village, you've got that place, and then you've got the Lalandia, all literally so you can see each other. I think with that accommodation you have your own room, and it might be a shared bathroom potentially, but just have a look on the different websites and things. I'm sure that does pop up, and that is in a fantastic location as well. And obviously you've got a lot of grass and everything out the front, so that's why you have to cut across the Lalandia. You can't walk directly over the grass, because that again is just completely different accommodation. Now we'll carry on looking at all the holes. You can let me know what your favorite one is, and if you've done this course before, then obviously please do let me know, and let me know what your score is, and if you just mainly had a nice time doing it. Now I was saying about Lalandia and the time it closes, so 10 o'clock is basically the cut-off point for everything, and then you would just go back to your accommodation or walk around the park, for example, which would be nicely lit, depending obviously how dark it gets and what season that you come in. Now over in Lalandia you have your swimming pool. Now over there it's packed full of water slides, so you would have seen in plenty of other videos that there is loads of water slides that shoot out the outside of the building. However, what I didn't realize until I actually went in there was that they do also have loads of jacuzzis. They have steam room, a massive steam room, so it's amazing for adults and children. And the slides that they have are meant for all ages, so it's not a Legoland water park where they've just got 1 or 2 smaller slides. They have lots meant for much older demographic as well. They've got perfect for young ones. They've got like a nice little smaller area with like their splash pools and everything like that, but it is very well equipped for all ages, all demographics with regards to the water park side of things. And now we will walk down that way, and I do believe we will have a little look at the slides on the outside and maybe some of the goats as well, because yes, they do also have a goat petting zoo where you can go in, jump over and give them a little bit of a cuddle and sit down. And there were some little baby ones in there when we walked past, and they are very cute and sweet to have a look at. Now back into Lalandia itself, we'll just go through the double doors. Now if you come through the double doors and just go round to the left, that's where you have your Lalandia check-in. Obviously we're staying at the Legoland Holiday Village, so we don't need to do that. You can then just go in and you have lots of different eateries. You can grab a lot of ice cream, you can grab your pizzas and everything on the lower level. They've got a nice little water display where you can sit down and just sit on the tables, bite to eat, then leave. Now there is a shop on the Legoland Village site where they have all the drinks and snacks and everything like that that you can get to then obviously cook your own different bits and pieces within your accommodation, because that is available. Now we're going back over all of that so that you can see all of that again, so you can just see how that works, and then we will end up shooting off, and I do believe we go out across the top and then do a nice figure of 8. So you've got the Legoland Holiday Village, like I said, where you can get all your food and drink, but they've also got a bigger one at Lalandia where they've got different bits and pieces available, especially fluids. They've got a lot more drinks, huge area for sort of multi-buys and everything like that. Lots and lots of fridges, lots of frozen food and things, so you can stick it in your fridge / freezer of your accommodation, and then obviously you can cook yourself some stuff in the evening just to bring the price down if you need to, rather than having obviously a takeaway every single night, or eat out every night, or whatever it is you want to do. Now, where we're going to go, we're going to walk. If you walk in a straight line now, that takes you directly to the Lalandia accommodation. We're not doing that. We're going to walk back round as a figure of 8 and get into the Legoland village. So as we carry on walking, like I said, this is actually a road. This is public right away. To the left-hand side, just there, is the car park. So anybody that, if you're just staying here or driving through and you wanted a game, just to stretch your legs, you can just drive up the way I'm now walking down, park in that grass, and then you are absolutely living the dream. Now, back in Lalandia, they also have an ice skating rink. You can play tennis, you can play badminton, you can do all sorts of different sports that you want to, and you are available to do. You can just go over to the ice skating rink. You can just pay as a member of the public. You do not need to be staying at Lalandia to have that privilege, and then you are good to go and play. They have a big sports bar there where you can sit down, watch all the sport that's on telly, and they also have a big indoor golf course as well, a bit like the one that they've got outside, but the layout is obviously completely different. Now, it is not that far of a hike. It's literally, you can walk around the corner, you walk in a straight line then, and you are at the main car park from Lalandia. You can see some of the Lalandia accommodation at the front, and it is extremely well signposted to the right. So if you were on the road rather than this sort of pebbled walkway, that is actually the way you would get up and round to the Lalandia accommodation. So you can, if you look carefully, you will see that there is actually a petting zoo on the bottom right hand side of your screen now. So you can see they've got all of that area with the thing that's red. They are the little children running around. Now, I thought I could just cut in here, but I don't know what that little bit is. I don't know what that accommodation is because it had its own gates. It said private property, and those gates close. I'm not 100% sure if that is just where the holiday village keeps all their different bits and pieces with regards to like staff stuff, or if that is again a slightly different place to stay. It wouldn't make sense if it was. So I'm going to go with it's where they keep all their linen and they do all their cleaning and everything else like that. Now you can see all the slides and everything on the outside, and also they do have a land train. So this land train is where it will take you from the car park all the way up to Lalandia. That land train is not for the holiday village, so you can see how close just doing this walk each accommodation is, and they all have their own things, but you can still go in and do both of them. So again, if you're in the water park, you're going to be in there for a good half a day, or even a day, I would imagine, if you've got the little ones running around, because of course what you can do is they have food where you can eat in on the inside of the actual water side of things. You can sit down and grab a bite to eat, but it is a one-hit ticket. So when you go into the water park section, you obviously got your massive changing rooms and everything like that, but when you come out, you can't go back in. So for the time that you basically, when you leave, that's it. That is your water day experience done. Now, I do believe if you're staying at the Lalandia accommodation, you do get free entry to the water park. If you're not, which is obviously I'm not because I'm staying at the holiday village, it works out to be about 30 to 35 pounds to stay there. Now you have got lots of other different bits and pieces where you can go. You've got all these signs and all the artwork. Now there is a like a treetop zip wire somewhere, which I am determined to find next time I go, because it's not that far from where I am. So I'm thinking it's further on up and into the Lalandia. So if you have stayed there, it's not the one that's at the front of the Lalandia where you've got the one where it's by the road. There is another thing advertised which is behind me, and I think it's 1.5 miles further up. Now you can see now where we're going. Hopefully we're going to literally now just turn left. This is going into the pirate section of the holiday village. So you've got the where the cars are, that's the main entrance in. That's where you've got your shop, that's where you've got your reception, that's where you can then go into your eatery. You've got loads of little tables and everything out the front. To the left hand side you can hear massive play area, loads of children on there, so I didn't pan around and film it, but on the full tour you will see that. Now the pirate accommodation is slightly different to the other cabins because I think it's more homely than it would be as a cabin. So I've never actually stayed in there, but the only thing I would say is that you don't have the luxury of the decking on the outside. But if you have stayed in this accommodation, please do let me know what you think. I think they're more family rooms. I think it is slightly bigger. And you can see you've got all the maps and everything like that, so it's nice and easily. It's lovely just to get around and just find out exactly where's what's where. Everything to the left-hand side is where we are, and then you've got on the right-hand side of the block of cheese, that is where all the tents and everything else like that goes. Right hand side is just the restaurant, so that's why there's tables and chairs just there, so you can actually sit outside when you're having your buffet if you want to. And yes, they have got a lot of little play areas dotted around, a lot of models on the roof, so if you look carefully, you've got models just down there, obviously you've got your slides and stuff. There is a dog to the bottom right hand side, and then it's just like a little maze where you can get through and get back out, but then before you know it, you're back into the heart of the holiday village. And now where we are, it is a bit of a mix now, because we will have some cabins which are the third lot of theming. So this is different to where the Wild West stuff is, and the Ninjago. This is slightly different. It's called a different area, so you can see where they're slightly lighter down there. Not too sure what the theming is on the inside, but they are slightly different shade, and I think the name of them is slightly different. But also you've got some pitching tents just to the right hand side as well, where you can obviously just pitch your tent up and then just use the facilities, because they have got all the showers and stuff around this way. So they have all different bits and pieces dotted around wherever. Now I think it's Eagle something, so hopefully I do catch that sign, I don't walk past it too quickly. Yeah, Eagle Plains it is. So I'm guessing maybe the accommodation in there, it's more animal based than what it is Wild West. Then all of a sudden you're into the Ninjago section. Now this Ninjago section is relatively new. All of these accommodations and everything that's built up here is completely different. So I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll walk around a slightly different way, because I walked down the front of that is where we got to the mini golf course. So I thought, I've never been around the back of this, what is around here. And then you've got these bits that the little ones can jump up and down on, and then to the behind me where you've got the amazing artwork and things, that is where you've got your shower blocks, and you need your own your key for your room will actually open those up if you are eligible to use them, whereas the key that I've got is actually a front door key, so it's not a key card, so it's slightly different. So obviously I'm not eligible to use those because I have my own facilities in my accommodation. Directly in front, that is the golf course. So we have just done a massive figure of 8, so we are now back to where we were. So that means I am starting to run out of time. So guys, if you can like, subscribe and all that good stuff, that would be absolutely fantastic. In the comments below, if there's anything I can help you with, please do let me know. If you stayed here before, let everybody know what you thought of the rooms and everything like that. And obviously please definitely do that for the full tour and the full accommodation video as well, and just start helping each other best as possible with what you thought and how comfortable the beds were, and just what your general thought of staying here was. But I'm going to let you soak in the last 30 seconds, guys. So as always, thank you very much for watching. You guys take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da.